It says recording. I don't know where this is going to send the recording to, but hey guys, check it out. Three Rivers Podcast, back at you again. Obviously a little bit different. Tyler is not here. He is
I'm here.
there, or like right next to us. If I get the other computer up and running over here, we will have the little live feed, although it may sound kind of weird because it'll be kind of like a monologue with you in the background. But hey, I figure it works, right? So
yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. All right. So before we get into the episode that I put up last night, that I finally, because like when you first uploaded it, like you said, you were having some trouble uploading it, and then
it wasn't letting me upload. It was telling me the file was too large to send to the drive at first, and then finally I tried to send it to my email. Finally, I got it working. So
yeah, because I know I cleaned up that drive and we had plenty of space on it, and then when I tried to open it, it was being weird, and it was like, "Do you want to download it right now?" And then I was like, well, I know it's from Tyler, and then I thought about it for a minute, and then I was like, well, everything's been weird with the internet and everything lately. I was like, let me just wait, and then I came back to it, like, finally last night, and it was like, the video you viewed, I was like, I didn't even watch it yet. It was like, and then it was like all there, and so I was like, all right, so let me go ahead and upload all that stuff last night. But before we talk about that, like you were saying, though, you've been out of school. You guys already had your spring break, is that right?
Yeah, we had our spring break not last week, but the week before last.
Okay.
So about 2 weeks ago.
So you had yours already, because I remember you talking about going to the, I see, this thing says go live now. Let me press this. Video. So weird. Live video title optional. Go live. Why is it? Going live. Yeah, so you guys have been out for a little bit, and then I was kind of surprised that you guys haven't done any of the Zoom stuff or anything. Like you said, you've done other things, but they haven't worked.
No, so yeah, they gave us Blackboard, because that's what we have to use through everything is Blackboard. So they gave us this thing called Blackboard Collaborative Ultra, which is similar to this. Problem is every time I've tried to use it, either I can't hear them, they can't hear me, they can't see me, I can't, like, it never works. So we're having, me and one of my professors are using a third-party app, like something that we haven't, that the school doesn't really use. It's called Perusall, and all it is where he just uploads the PDFs of the work that we're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And then, and since this is an individual study with me and him, it doesn't really matter. So he's just uploading it to there, and then I can read all the material, like highlight things and make notes, ask questions. And then I think as far as we haven't figured out a way to meet yet, because we were originally going to try Skype. Skype didn't work, so we think phone calls are going to be the way it's going to go.
Yeah. Or now
it truly is. Yeah, it's truly a weird time right now. I mean, it's almost kind of like apocalyptic type scenario where everyone's got to stay indoors, and now they're limiting to, like, you can't be around more than 3 people.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like a movie.
Yeah, it really is. So, yeah, I mean, no more than 3 people. That went from 10 to 3. The news just came out. I don't know if you saw this. Somebody texted me. Speech which I haven't looked back on it yet. I mean, somebody was just saying, but we're out of school till April now.
Really?
Yeah. So that news just came down the pipeline, and then.
Are you talking about? Are y'all just doing online, or y'all mean like y'all are out?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll be online and with the e-learning until April.
Okay.
You know, because
we've been told we're going to do it the remainder of the semester.
So you guys already are doing that the remainder.
Yeah, they went ahead and said they're like, we're going to do the rest of the semester, and that's going to be it. We'll worry about coming back next year. But I've even heard there's been rumors of this possibly, and this is just rumors, but it possibly going on until about September, as far as, the whole social gathering, or this social distancing thing.
September.
Yeah, September. I mean, that's a long time away. Again, that's just rumor. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there right now that's not,
last thing I heard that made sense was like they were talking about you need 6 weeks for this to, in essence, I guess, die out, or for it to like not spread, or like say like somebody who had it is in an area, like it needs to like, you know, like clean the surfaces, sanitize, do whichever, and stay away from that area. You need like a 6-week time period for all this to actually work. So I was like, you know, this to me makes sense. We'll be out of school for a while. What in the world is all this? This is copy and paste settings, your live stream copy. Oh my gosh. I was just looking at the go live thing, and it's like changed so much. Like, I don't know which one. This can be used every time you go live. You can only broadcast from one live video at a time when to your live video. What happens if I click on that? Will it say go live yet? Event logs? No. Doesn't say anything there. Backup stream key, copy. No.
So actually, I saw a meme. It wasn't really a funny meme, but it was kind of like puts things in perspective. It's really interesting, but it said that, you know, right now we're currently living through a future history class.
Yeah, I saw that one. Not too terribly long ago. I was like, that's pretty crazy. So, but yeah, like we were saying though, I heard 6 weeks, and so I was like, that makes sense. We've been out. Well, with spring break, that'll be 3 weeks. 3 more weeks will put us toward the end of April. You know, I was like, so that might be logical as far as like time to be out and whatnot. And then we get into now hearing through April, other places already closed, not closed, but kind of closed permanently with schooling, with stuff as far as, like you said, throughout the rest of your semester, social gathering. And then to hear a rumor of like through September, it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty out there right now.
Yeah, that's uncertainty. It's unsettling. It's not knowing. And kind of jumping ahead with all that, it's almost like with the whole Olympics postponed a year. So, but all right, before we completely get off track, let's go back to post the video, or I posted it last night, got to roll through 5 teams that you said you want to see in D1, and you said I can't remember who was number 5. And
number 5 was USC or Miami.
Yeah, USC or Miami, and I think you're both coasts. And I think I mentioned USC as one of mine. I like that idea. The Florida school, USC Trojans, I think it's kind of an iconic school, an iconic area, the big state of California. I'm with you on that one. Miami, I also agree, would be a great spot. I liked how, because at first I was thinking like Florida State or something. I think just because I like Florida State and whatnot, but because I think my wife's family, I know a lot of her family went through Florida State and whatnot. So, but I like the idea of Miami, how you talk about recruiting and, all that kind of stuff, which recruiting is non-existent right now.
None.
All those rules. But, yeah, I like both of those. And then you went number 4. Who did you throw in at number
Oregon.
4? That wasn't Syracuse, was it?
No, that was Oregon.
Oregon. Yeah, Oregon wasn't.
That was mainly just for kind of like a comeback type thing, like, with kind of like when the Charlotte Hornets came back in the NBA, or if like the NBA were to bring back the Supersonics. I mean, it's not like it's some iconic team. It's just kind of that nostalgia thing.
It is a nostalgia thing. We've talked about it before. I really like you said, the Nike, the singlet options, just the marketing and stuff that they can do over there already with everything. I think that's a surefire thing that they should do. Having previously had everything there, I think all that is a way to go. I like it. So number 3 you had is Clemson. Which, like we jokingly said, I was surprised that wasn't your number 1, but taking out bias as far as like just because it was Clemson, like it's a school that we need in the South. It's kind of like the same. Oh, doggy, oh, here's your pal.
What's up, Trooper? Kind
of the same reason like we talked about Miami and doggy and Florida. I mean, the South's not, I don't want to say not as important, it's just not as big and sought after as those two areas already have all those people there. But yeah, I agree, Clemson, but I think Clemson needs to have a program. I think it'd be key for the South. It's kind of the middle of the South.
Well, not only for the South, but South Carolina in general. I mean, how many good wrestlers have we had in the state of South Carolina?
We totally have every bias and every reason to be biased for that.
Yeah.
For the South. Actually, I just saw a guy from West Oak just committed to Chattanooga. So I was like, that's pretty cool. I was like, go ahead, South Carolina. I mean, doesn't hurt any that, Adam Duncan is out there at West Oak. So, he wrestled with me at Chattanooga. So, that doesn't hurt anything. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's good for the South. I think I had thrown, for the South reason, I had thrown Alabama in that mix on my list.
Yeah.
I was like, Alabama, kind of like what Clemson has turned into with football, being a powerhouse and everything. Mm-hmm. Tell me they don't have the money. Tell me that you couldn't recruit the way football does out there, the facilities that they could build for it. Alabama, South Carolina, I mean, pick a state and pick a big program and let that be like the hub for the South of wrestling,
Now, the only problem I would have with Alabama having a wrestling team is they wouldn't have a conference at the time. I mean, they would have to find another conference to wrestle in.
I don't really have a problem with that. And I thought about that too, is like you got Mizzou, like University of Missouri. Like they don't have a conference,
Well, they wrestle for, was it the MAC?
They wrestle in the MAC, but what's their football team a part of?
The SEC.
So I don't think it's unheard of it's obviously not unheard of for a team school to be this, but if they don't have a program, then they're able to wrestle in another conference. Which leads to a whole nother episode. Think about this one. What do you think of going to regional qualifiers for the NCAA tournament? Obviously, the Big Ten is a huge tournament. You get a whole bunch of people. Some of the other, which two, EIA and somebody else, did they combine conferences to become a bigger conference? What if
you're talking about EIA? That's the Ivy League, and then
no, not the Ivy League. There were two conferences that joined together to make a bigger conference for qualifying systems.
I was thinking EIA was Ivy. I could be wrong. I mean, I could be.
EIA or EWIA. There's a few different names of them, and then having like a regional areas, almost like sub areas, like up north, down south. I mean, ACC, we looked at it. Their tournament was super small with like 6 entries, like on some weights and stuff like that. So, what if like the ACC kind of being down in this region, the ACC, the Southern Conference, and some of the other smaller conferences that only get 1 or 2 bids anyway, and then you have like a bigger regional qualifiers. So instead of the biggest conference tournament being Big Ten, we can get 3, maybe 4 big conference or qualifying tournaments for the NCAAs. I was just like, hey, I'm just thinking more big tournaments,
Because now I can kind of see that. You could have like the ACC,
and you take the same number of qualifiers too, because so the Southern Conference, you automatically have the 1 automatic bid from there, plus a couple people depending on the weight. So you would still say bring 10 qualifiers to that tournament automatically, by combining them in there. Possibly making it harder to get in, but then imagine quality and level of wrestling already on that first round kicking off in the tournament too. So food for thought. We'll come back to that one though. Think about that. I already see your wheels turning on it.
I mean, you got me thinking about it, and it seems like a good idea, and then I also think about like as far as would it add more clutter toward the end of the season or what? But I mean, it'd be. I mean, I guess because if you eliminate the conference tournaments and just do like area qualifiers, then that would it would just be the same thing.
Yeah. So
yeah. I don't know. We'll have to think. We'll have to talk about that one later.
I mean, I figure it looks like we're going to have time to be able to think about things. So there's something to think about for a little bit. But who's your number 2?
My number 2,
Syracuse.
But just because New York is a good wrestling state.
Yeah.
They could pull in from New York. They could pull in from Jersey. just imagine the rivalry between them and Rutgers that they could have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, to me, it made sense. It would also be an ACC school. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I chose like Miami. So if you had Miami, then Clemson would make sense because instead of bringing in one, you could bring in two.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the call for it. I like the having another, up north team, New York area and stuff like that. So,
that's why I chose Syracuse. And I just figured I'd be like, it only makes sense. New York being a good wrestling state. I mean, they could do something like Beat the Streets that one year, like where it's just like out. I mean, have an open duel in the middle of the square or something. There's something cool like that. I figured New York, it would just only make sense to me. And then that actually my number one. I don't think you even thought I was going to go with that one, but was Colorado.
Yeah, which I really loved, and it made me add it to my list too. Because once you said it, I thought about it, and I was like, "Yep, Colorado's it's a go-to. It's got to be, just especially with the Olympic Training Center, the OG, like as we talked about, the OG of the OTCs being right there. I mean, granted, Colorado's
could be their gimmick,
which is about an hour to 2 hours north of Colorado Springs. But still, that's nothing for people to go drive to go get a workout in and do things like that. So.
And I mean, that could be their gimmick, with the whole original Olympic Training Center stuff. Like they could say they're the OGs, and I mean, technically, all these guys would be like new. So technically wouldn't, but they could use that to like market themselves. Like we're the original training center. Like this is where the hub is, and I mean, even Colorado's had some good wrestlers. I mean, just come out of that state. It's not like it's the altitude. You would have some awesome stuff. It's just, and it's a beautiful place. So I mean, just imagine the recruiting. The recruiting would be so easy.
Oh yeah, sure.
Especially for people like Anthony Valencia. I mean Zahid Valencia.
Wow. Yeah.
I had to take that little dig at him.
That's funny. Did you ever see the meme that was like right before the coronavirus went big, and it was a picture of him saying, "Go ahead and cancel it all now"?
Yeah.
I was like, and somebody was like, "Too soon." I was like, "It's always too soon," but it's still funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of
that really hurts me. So that actually, now that you bringing that up, so NCAA's have been canceled. We know. Where does that leave someone like Spencer Lee? I mean, I predicted him to be a 4-time national champ, and he very realistically could have, because this year, most dominant. I think he was just awarded the most dominant wrestler.
All right, before you go into that, let me tell you one last thing on the college choices. The other team that I had on my list, I loved Colorado, was Notre Dame.
Yes, that was one that I contemplated putting on my
Notre
list.
Dame is just such an iconic name in college sports.
Yeah.
It needs to have an iconic name in the most iconic of all sports, wrestling. I mean, think about it. Look, their little leprechaun dude is already looking like he's in a singlet with a jacket anyway. Like, dude, it would look, I mean, the fighting, I mean, it's.
Where is Notre Dame? That's in.
I looked that up before. I can't remember what it is. I knew you were going to ask. I was like, oh, where is Notre Dame?
Yeah. South Bend?
I had a bet with somebody else about where it was. Let me look that up really quick. But yeah, I was just like, we got to go to Notre Dame. They are, like I said, iconic in sports in so many different ways. So, University of Notre Dame is. Where's the location? There's normally like an address on the bottom of the thing. Facebook. Indiana. Huh?
Indiana. Oh my goodness, that's even perfect. Indiana, like
so like I knew it was in a good spot and everything. So yeah, but obviously I think Notre Dame would be a great one. But but moving on, just so we can move on, because I also don't want the Zoom to cut us off on this, even though it said it's taken off the 40-minute limits on things. But I guess we could always call right back to. But anyway, what you were just saying about Spencer Lee. As far as I know, it looked like they already granted spring sports another year of eligibility. I imagine they're going to do something like that for the winter athletes.
See, I thought that too, but then when you think about it, we've come all the way down to conference tournaments.
Yeah. I mean,
matter of fact, we passed conference tournaments, I think.
But it's their whole season. But whether or not they do it, I don't know. My kicker with that is also, will somebody want to do it? I mean, that's a grind of another year. So in essence, I feel like we've robbed him of a chance. Because could he possibly do it? Yeah,
100%. I only see him getting better next year. I
mean,
like this year.
But do you see him but that's wear and tear on your bodies, and like that grind to go for a whole, in essence, another 5th year. For him to do what he was doing again this year, next year, because the Olympics have been postponed, for him to go through that dual thing yet again. I mean,
it could be good for him if you think about it, though, because if they were to grant, I don't think they will, but if they were to grant a 5th year for some people, or another year of eligibility, someone like Spencer Lee would not really have to worry about a course load, if I'm not mistaken. He would have already technically graduated.
Well, he's still got to take classes and do something, but
yeah, I mean, but he can take like a.
I'm still just saying the wear and tear on your body, like to want to do that for 5 years or a 6th year if you do take another redshirt in there somewhere, because there's nothing to say that you just take an injury and take a medical redshirt or something. I asked the question online and somebody said doubtful, but what about all these cats that took that Olympic redshirt this year? Do they get another Olympic redshirt next year since the Olympics just got postponed? I mean, that's 2 years of sitting out. And then we get into also like an age factor. Like, look, as much as we love wrestling and we want to see these guys compete forever and, just for our viewership, I mean, some of these guys don't want to spend 6-7 years in college. They've got to think about livelihood and moving on and doing things. So,
no, I mean, it's a, like I said, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. This is a very unusual, weird time. Like we haven't had an instance like this, I don't think, ever. I mean,
the last time we had something this big that we can compare it to, as I was talking to somebody, last time like NCAA's was canceled and everything was back in 1945, and that was World War II. So
yeah,
it's in scale of what's going on. That was a nationwide thing that happened, and there was the draft. Now, at the same time, it didn't happen the exact same way. It didn't like show up in 2 weeks and and everybody knew they weren't going. But that's the last time that NCAA's was canceled, and that we've had that widespread thing of like sports being canceled and things like that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not when Tom Hanks, someone mean to mention him because he had the coronavirus or has, the girls' baseball league.
A League of Their Own?
League of Their Own. Was that not during World War II as well? Like,
yeah.
So to supplement trying to get other sports out there and on, now we can't do that with this because it's still the whole group setting. But, that was the last time we had something that big and that major.
So what I say we do is we pull what WWE is doing right now. We get a training center. We empty out the arena. We put one mat, one ref, 2 people are the only ones allowed in that, and the scorekeepers obviously are allowed in that area at that time, and record it from an empty arena. Let's do it like that.
I haven't watched an event yet with it, but like I've been on Snapchat and I've seen like the replays of some of the stuff and whatnot. And it took me a minute to realize that the stands were empty. And what got me about that was like, I was like, why does this sound so weird? And it makes you realize how much of an impact the crowd has on just how things sound and look. And I was like, oh my gosh, it sounds so weird to listen to them because there's no hum or buzz of the audience or crowd that are there at that thing. So like,
what's even more crazy is I was watching the one from last night, and now that they're recording from the Performance Center down in Orlando, which that's where they're going to do WrestleMania. They're going to have to do it.
Yeah, they can do that in their training center down there,
which is weird. But they're actually having to use different camera angles now too, because they can because they don't have to keep stuff on for the crowd.
Gotcha.
They can cut different angles now. And it's weird. I mean, I just was kind of
watching. They can be closer because they don't have to worry about where's the camera going to block a spectator's view anymore.
Yeah.
Now they can really get the best view for the viewer on a camera without worrying about blocking somebody. So it's like a whole different, literally a whole different arena and ball game.
Oh, it's crazy. What they're doing though is they'll do like one segment and then show an hour of like repeats of big events, and then they'll show another segment. I guess so they can limit the amount of people around. But AEW, they did something last week, and they're gonna record like a slew of episodes like this. That way they can just keep putting them out and then stay at home.
Yeah.
They last week what they did is, because they couldn't have fans, obviously, they have their own training facility type place, but what they did is instead of having fans, they got wrestlers and just kind of lined them along the outside so you could have some sort of noise.
Yeah.
And it was kind of an interesting dynamic, especially because you would have guys who were like in a rivalry, and they'd see one across the barrier, and they kind of it just was.
It was kind of like a lumberjack match, just except for to try to make a crowd, you know.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny. Like you could hear more things, so like you could hear some of the wrestlers kind of taking jabs at each other. Like, and it was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like you would hear them insulting someone, like one of the fans.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was terrible, and I was like, that's kind of fun. But
I mean, at least they're trying. I mean, I'll give people credit. I mean, at least they're trying, so I'm down with that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't right now, and this is exactly what Cody Rhodes said to open up their show. They're like, right now is where we need to. This is actually probably the biggest time where y'all need something like this.
This is the time when you need entertainment, because everybody is supposed to be staying home and watching things, and
and then there's a lot of uncertainty out there. A lot of people are scared.
So if you have time to escape and watch something now, then now more than ever is a good time to have that something to watch and to see. So to be able to produce something and to still get it out to people is a big deal. And I fully agree with that. So.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I watched it. It was kind of one of those eerie, deep moments, and I'm like, man, that's like hit the nail on the head, though. It's one of those things that everything's shutting down. No one, there's a lot of uncertainty going around, but at the end of the day, we still need something to fall back on that's entertaining and that's not kind of doom and gloom. Like we needed that, and I just that whole entire episode, I don't know. I was kind of glued to the TV during it. I was like, this is, it's interesting.
Well, speaking of two different things that, like you mentioned, like not doom and gloom, but things that we need. And I'm going to put their links onto when I upload the show. So it'll be down in either the comment section for if you're watching us on YouTube, and or if you listen to the audio, it should be in the footing and stuff there. One was Old School Gym, Coach Gutmeyer's Gut Check. I picked it up this morning. I'm going to suggest everybody go out and do it. Unfortunately, I do not have a coupon code or anything else, but hey, support a small business. He's got his own gym that obviously, if you know, all gyms have been closed down. And he put out a 5-week guide for at-home in-house workouts. All you need is some weights and a pull-up bar. If you don't have that, it even has a thing like, fill up some milk jugs with some water to do variations, do some other exercise like some curls versus chin-ups. So he's got alternates for those two exercises in there, but it's a 5-week program based off of having to work out in-home. And I'm going to say, go check that out. I think it's awesome that not only he put that out there, I'm sure I've seen other people you go online, in-home workouts do this, but he's got a 5-week program. It's like $22. Go out there, support somebody whose livelihood and business is shut down for who knows how long in the foreseeable future. He's up in Ohio, up in an area where they shut down things before we did down here, so it's a busier area. So it's kind of a support local in the sense that, he's not local here, but support local as in support another wrestler, support another wrestling another wrestling person who's done so much for the wrestling community. Like I said, I picked up the ebook this morning. That was the workout I just did. I just did the first workout out of it. And, hey, I'm lucky to have a few more weights here and some things that I can modify and make it heavier and or more intense. But that first set of goblet squats to chin-ups, 5 rounds of that'll wear you out a little bit. So,
Yeah, I've been using bands. I've been trying to improvise. I saw this, and this is kind of cool. I saw a bodybuilder. He does, the classic bodybuilding category. But anyway, he posted a whole workout chest and tricep workout routine yesterday or the day before yesterday, using only bands because no one could be in the gym. He's like, so hey,
bands in the house and stuff.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And this is actually, it brings me to a point that I wanted to mention, well, two things actually. One, right now is the perfect time for people to try to get active, especially in their houses, because they don't have to worry about judgment. They don't have to worry about being scared.
And you can still get out and you can still go for a bike ride, a walk, a run.
Yeah, totally.
You see somebody else on the street, just go to the other side of the street and wave at them as you go by.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a perfect time for trying to get fit, without worrying about judgment. But another thing is,
I mentioned like 2 episodes, get better right now. Just get yourself better.
A friend of mine, he posted this, and he was like, this is actually the perfect calm before the storm. Like, if you took time off, this is the time to plan your comeback.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time to think about, all right, it's kind of like that second New Year's resolution in a sense.
Yep.
And, like, just imagine, though, when all this is said and done and we're all done with this quarantine, just imagine, like, I guess, like, the positivity that's going to come from it. It reminds me a lot, or at least I'm thinking it will be. It will remind me a lot of that summer Pokemon Go first came out, and everyone was outside.
Yep.
Everyone was friendly, and I feel like that's what it's going to be like. Is we're going to be cooped up, and we're going to go out and we're going to enjoy life again because we realize that how quickly it can go, and these things can happen.
Like you said, and I think that's going to be like also one of the new mottos for us at Cerebrus Wrestling, and I already mentioned before, and somebody said like get better. Like I challenged a bunch of coworkers, Jess included, to do 100 squats for 2 weeks, and that was before I even started seeing.
Yeah. I wanted to talk some junk and say only 100. The fact that I've been doing some of my workout. I haven't been doing them every day anymore, but for a while there, I was doing only body weight workouts, and I was doing anywhere from 300 to 500.
I would say you were doing 300 to 500. I got to have something that I can convince people to do.
Yeah.
Okay?
You remember me in the wrestling room sitting there knocking out 100 real quick, and they're like, all right, like I'll do 50, 25, 50 squats, 25 push-ups, 50 squats.
I've been doing 100 extra on top of whatever my workout has been. Like I've been I've got I did 50 easy on this lap because 5 sets of 10. I got 50. I still got my 100 besides the workout. All right, so ease up on the trash talk a little bit, but
I wanted to kind of take a jab and be like, oh, only 100, and then I saw your wife doing lunges, and I'm like, see, then he's going to challenge me to do lunges, and that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, she did them up the hill and maybe do them with her the other day too. Yeah, I'm still feeling that. Yeah, you see my film.
Yeah, I have. I would rather do 500 squats than lunges of any distance.
Lunges up that hill. So I think that's going to be a thing for us. I think I'll make sure I put that on our hashtag is just get better right now. It's a challenge to get better. Also, I'm varying things up right now. Like my foot's been killing me. I think I got old man plantar fasciitis on my heel, so it hurts. Like I go run.
Is it on the outside of your heel?
Do what?
Is it on the outside of your heel?
Like the underside out, like whichever.
Okay, so the reason I asked you, I didn't mean to cut you off there, is I've been having this pain in my heel on the side. It's kind of like on the side/bottom.
Yeah.
And it feels like almost like it's a little swollen. It looks like.
Yeah.
It feels like it feels like something broke on. I mean, and it could be, but even putting it down on like a pad or like a cushion or anything, just like laying it down gently hurts.
Yeah.
And someone was telling me it could be that plantar fasciitis.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to, and it feels really weird to not run because I've got my runs up. They're slow. No, they're slow runs, but I've been doing like 4 miles a day. And, they're a slow 4 miles, but now I've become accustomed to them. And I miss it now that I haven't done it for like the last 2 days. But like I'm trying to, I didn't do it this morning because it was raining, but like now I'm going to go bike for like 40 minutes, so I'm trying to cross train, trying to do different things, try to get an extra cardio sandbag workout or, doing something else. So working on, again, even myself, trying to get better, trying to heal up, like you said, rejuvenate yourself, do all this, using this as that time to do that. I'm going to like also use this as like, I'm going to come out of the house looking like the Hulk, like all jacked and shredded, So
this is like Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because I was just watching that movie today.
Yeah. Actually. Man, good stuff. But the other one that I was going to say that I was going to put on here because it was the one that you turned me on to. I got the Tony Ramos DVD or online on-demand type thing. Wrestling Fanatic, or is it?
Yeah, Wrestling or no Fanatic No, it might be wrestling. I think it might be fanaticswrestling.com or something like that.
I'll log in. I'll make sure I copy you guys the right way. Put it on there and tell everybody to go hit you guys up. You guys right now, I've also seen we had I don't know if it's still going, the Faria free code. So
and it's up to any instructional DVD thing up to $77.
Yeah.
So I got two. I did the
you did the two like $27 ones. I got the one $60-something one. But even if that one's not working right now, guys, again, we don't have a Cerebrus coupon code for you, but they've got, just log into their page. They've got so many right now. They're like,
they've got one that's over almost 50% off.
Yeah, they're doing 50% off, 70% off. They're doing great things just to get wrestling out into the community right now. So I'm going to 100% support that and be like, hey, another great thing. So those are the two that we're going to throw down on there. Old School Gym, the Gutmeyer's Gut Check, that home workouts, and then go, stock your DVD supply, not even DVD, your on-demand supply of wrestling video to study, to look at. Right now, why not? Take care of yourself, look at it, and go look at the videos, and you got the time for it right now, and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I watched part one of that Greco. I watched part one of that Greco DVD not last night, but the night before last, just for fun.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and one, it gave us ideas. Two, it made me miss wrestling on the mat, and like it kind of it got me that itch a little bit, but it was also just like good kind of refresher. You know what I mean? Like getting better, even though I can't physically do something, I can at least try to expand my repertoire as far as like watching instructionals.
Yep. So I thought, but yeah, I'm going to throw those two on our link or whichever. I'm going to put their websites on there for our stuff. So you guys go check them out. In this time of craziness of what's going on with coronavirus and how much we're limited, go out and support some people that are doing good things for the community. And when I say community and local, I don't mean just South Carolina or so. I'm talking about our wrestling community. When I say local, that's, look, if you're on the opposite end of the world and you're a wrestler, then you're local to me, So support wrestlers, support wrestling, and support these guys and their things. Go out and get some stuff. And also, hey, like we said, what else do you got to do right now? You're kind of stuck at home. We're going to be revamping stuff with school and education and teaching and all this. And I'm sure I've got a couple emails over here of people turning assignments in that I left out. And there it is, another one from admin and whatnot for what is our stuff going to start looking like, So it's a changing time. It changes day by day. The numbers are going up, hate to steal different things, but I see them all the time, flatten the curve, do your part. At first I was I had mixed feelings about the whole thing. I was if you just practice common sense and as you would flu, wash hands like normal and stuff, then you'll be okay. And then we were out, and then I was all right, this is a little bit more serious than it seemingly led on. Not that we were going out much or anything, but now it's just to the grocery store. The other day, the kids aren't allowed to play with the neighborhood kids anymore. It's you can yell at them from across the street,
Yeah, I saw that.
We got driveway talks going,
what is your quarantine drink right now?
Water? What?
Yeah, so mine's basically been water and ginger ale. Just trying to fight it off before it gets here. But no, I was thinking, I know some people have been stocking up on different beers and all that. David Buckman, actually, he posted something on Instagram, I think. Yeah. Of some stuff he got. I can't remember. But no, it's just I've been thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I might run to the store, pick me up a little 4-pack of Guinness or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that's that's still on shelves right now. It's people also need to just, guys, come on out there and just relax a little bit. Go out there, buy what you need, and let the stores catch up with themselves. And just get your week's worth of groceries or 3 days worth of groceries, and then let the stores kind of get back in sync of catching up. I don't know. People went out and really did act like it was a zombie apocalypse coming and stocked their freezers up for 3 weeks, a month, or 3 months worth of chicken and everything else. I'm
okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was one of those people. Bought a bunch of hamburger meat just so I could have different dishes. But Publix the other night, we had to get some hamburger meat, and we picked it up, and there was only 2 packs left.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, well, we needed some hamburger meat anyway because we had just used some up. So we were like, we need some. Weirdly enough, the type of hamburger meat was Kobe beef.
Huh.
And those are the only 2 packs they had left, and no one else was getting. So we were like, okay, I'll take the hamburger meat. And so we got some Kobe beef. We're trying to plan something like what we want to cook it with or cook it to make.
Yeah.
Because like that's not just the type of let's make hamburger helper, Like that's the type of beef
that's nice. Yeah, that's something nice. Burger tartare, We actually, since we haven't been able to get a whole lot of chicken, it's not a bad idea. We just bought a turkey in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, we did that too.
Like just go ahead and cook the turkey because Thanksgiving you had a week's worth of leftover and stuff when you can freeze it. I was like, you know what?
We're planning on turkey and dressing, I think, either tomorrow or the day after, depending on how long it takes this turkey to thaw.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that too. We'll be cooking turkey. I'm at home, cook the turkey all day, right? So
might get my fryer back and go fry it.
That might not be bad, yeah. So, but that's what we're working on doing. I think this looks like it's working out pretty well for us. For sure, we'll be doing our Tuesday recordings. Depending on how things go, maybe we can hit Thursday recordings too, or something like that. But
I mean, we might could even do a joint subcast.
Yeah,
a brief one, if we want to talk about one particular topic.
Yeah,
we can do that.
But yeah, so it looks like this is working, guys. We'll continue to put stuff out. Tuesday's our record day. I normally get it up by Wednesday, and I'll post it out and everything. So. Like I said, it's crazy time, but know that there are some normalities, and we're going to try to stick with our normalcy of recording on Tuesdays, getting things out there for you. I'm really going to work on blowing this up and make sure we post it to everybody and everywhere to hey, got nothing else to do. You should already be listening anyway, but tell your friends about it, get them to listen right now. And because it's more than just wrestling talk, and obviously a lot of it is wrestling talk for those of you who want to give this to your friends and whatnot, but obviously a lot of self-help, motivation, get better, all those type of things, especially right now. Support each other, support us in this with our podcast out to you guys. If there's something you want to hear us talk about or our opinion on, whether it be, the coronavirus, some what to do for some workouts, how can I modify something, or just staying motivated and you need somebody to holler at you and text you like I do with my group and be like, hey, get your squats in yet today, so we're here for everybody just as much as everybody's here for us. So,
That's today, Conor McGregor posted a video of all people, and it's something I 100% agree with. It's right now is we are as a world, as an entire planet, we're kind of in a fight. And right now is the perfect time. We all need for just a short amount of time, we need to go on just that full lockdown. Let's get it over with. Let's do it now before it's, before it gets any worse. We know this works. And if we can go ahead and just do it now and get it over with and kind of stand together and
we can do it now.
One planet.
Since you brought up the UFC, we can go ahead and do it now, and then we can have the Khabib Ferguson fight.
Oh gosh, if that gets canceled again.
You know what? I'm going to blame the whole thing on them. So this is what happens, world, when you guys try to schedule a fight and none of you gets hurt. The whole world goes down. So
there was actually a funny meme I saw the other day. So none of this whole coronavirus thing didn't happen until after y'all started eating the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Turned away from Chick-fil-A.
It was when you forgave God's sandwich of Chick-fil-A and went to Popeyes.
Yeah, it went to Popeyes. We didn't have this virus. Usher tagged me in one the other day with Goldberg winning the title. They were like, we didn't have any of this foolishness when when the Fiend was the champion. And
yeah, so
this is great, but we really do.
You need to go ahead and make it, steal it. But this only happened when those two got healthy and actually had a fight not get canceled. So
yeah. We didn't have these problems when Zahid Valencia wasn't suspended indefinitely.
Yeah, just any number of things. So, But all right, man. Well, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to check out and make sure everything recorded right. Hopefully, everything's good somewhere along the way, and I'll post everything on up there. And we'll be in touch, obviously, as we have been throughout this, and we'll figure out some more stuff. Everybody else, you take it easy, stay safe, and stay well.
See you.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.